Hey you guys, so it's been a little bit since I've done a favorites video, so I have a bunch of favorites that are from the past few months. I have some favorites that are from a long time ago that I feel like maybe you didn't trust me in the beginning, and I don't want these products to be forsaken by you, so I'm gonna mention them again, so hopefully you get them now so your life can be enriched. I don't know why, but there's a lot of products here that are exorbitantly priced, so this is my summer favorites slash let's get bougie for summer slash here's a list of products that are about to be discontinued. If you're new to my channel, we have this fun ongoing joke that's not so much a joke and not so much fun, but just my depressing reality, and that is that everything I love gets discontinued. I'm not even just talking about makeup, I'm talking like food items, restaurants, clothing, like honestly what you want, I'll get it discontinued for you. That's the downside of being a visionary. Anyway, let's jump into it. So the first thing I want to mention is my favorite sunscreen. This is the Josie Maran SPF 47. I've been using this sunscreen for probably 3 years. I love it. It smells great. It goes on beautifully underneath makeup. It's great by itself. I love Drunk Elephant, but I tried their sunscreen recently. They had like this tinted sunscreen, and I got little bumps all over my face from it. It was super weird. I don't know what happened there, but anyways, this sunscreen has not given me any kind of reaction, and I just think it's great. Then moving right along, we have the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter for a Superstar Youth Glow. I have this in shade 2. They sent me shade 1 as well, but I felt like it was a little bit too light for my skin. So basically this guy is like an illuminizing primer, and it is just absolutely beautiful. The texture of it is so nice because it doesn't feel really thick underneath foundation. It doesn't look too sparkly or glittery. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I, as you know, I like to be glowy. So I've tried a lot of illuminizing primers, and I just feel like so many of them don't give me what I'm looking for. It's kind of one of those things where like I buy a ton of them, I use it once, and I'm like, oh no, that wasn't what I wanted, and I stop using it. But this one has been absolutely fantastic. I love it underneath the makeup. It's also absolutely gorgeous on top of the makeup. It has the most beautiful glow to it. Like, you know, when you go to a makeup artist page and they're doing makeup on like these models, and the models have like the most intense, beautiful, glowy skin ever, and you're like, I want that, but in my everyday life at my desk job. This. I'm pretty sure I was wearing this exact same hair in my last favorites video. I really need to move past it. Anyways, this guy you've probably seen me mention a couple times now. This is the Hourglass Illume Sheer Color Trio. So we have our little bronzer contour shade, the blush shade, and the highlight. I have been using this every day. I just find that it blends out so beautifully onto the skin. And I also find that a lot of the times when I buy trio sets like these, I usually end up using one color and none of the other ones, just because a lot of the times like the blush color is too crazy, or it's glittery, or the highlight kind of sucks, or the bronzer shade is too warm, or whatever. This palette is like everything I've ever wanted and more. All the colors work beautifully. They blend into each other beautifully together. The blush shade adds a nice little pop of color while still being nice and subtle. Like, it's not anything too crazy. And the highlight is just beautiful as well. I also find that these just wear really well throughout the day. As you guys know, I tend to layer liquids on top of creams, on top of dreams, on top of lies, on top of creams, on top of liquids. Because I just don't enjoy powder products as much for my face. I do have dry skin, I have textured skin, I have acne scarring, all that good stuff. So I do prefer the appearance of cream products on my skin. And I just feel like some cream products get a bad rap, and it's not really fair. Anyways, I love this one. The longevity on it is fantastic. It blends out beautifully. It's just such a great product. The next one is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Glow Stick. So this guy has a highlighter on one side. Oh shit, I already had a highlight on there. This is too much highlight. Okay, so it has the highlight on one side. The highlight is definitely going to be a universal color, although if you're really, really, really fair, it might not work for you as well, just because it is a little bit darker even on my skin tone. However, this is going to be absolutely beautiful on like tan to deeper skin tones. It's just gonna be so gorgeous. And then on the other side, there is a blush. When I first saw this online, I was like, ooh, that looks a little too bright for me. That is the color when you apply it full force, and that is the color when you sheer it out. I used to be such a lover of blush, and I don't know why, but I really backed off of it in the past year. Maybe it's because all my favorite blushes get discontinued and I'm not ready to be hurt again. I don't know. But this blush color is so juicy and good. The best way to describe it, and this is how I talked about it in the video where I used it on camera, is that it looks like when you get a little bit of like a sunburn, like a little bit of color, and it's like the final day of it being a burn and it's about to turn into a tan, and you look in the mirror and you're like, oh shit, yeah, this is gonna be a fucking nice tan. That's the color of this blush. It is so beautiful and summery and youthful and glowy. Like, it's just the most gorgeous product ever. Again, it's a cream. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. And it blends beautifully over top of makeup. It doesn't get patchy or anything like that. Just a gorgeous product. So this is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Concealer. This became a favorite overnight. I'm including it in my favorites video because you'll see I'm gonna keep using it and you're gonna be like, whoa, shit, she did keep using it. She does like that. It was meant to be in the favorites video. This concealer is so beautiful. I've been having a hard time with concealers lately ever since Tom Ford broke my heart. Discontinuing my favorite shit, but I've learned to love again. I really, really like this concealer. The color is beautiful. The texture is beautiful. It blends out really nicely. The coverage is just enough. It's not anything too crazy like Shape Tape if that's too full coverage for every day for you. It's just beautiful. It blends out nicely into more high coverage foundation. It blends out nicely into low coverage foundation. It was just one of those concealers that I put on and I was just like, yes, this is what concealer should do. I'm wearing it today. Do I look well rested? Me and Benefit Gimme Brow, we've been in a long relationship, you know? We've been through it all together. The ups, the downs, summer, winter, fall, spring. Like, we did it. We were committed. We loved each other. I thought Gimme Brow was the one. But I met Glossier Boy Brow at a bar. We were taking tequila shots. We went home together, and I had to call up Gimme Brow the next day and say, it's over. Holy shit, this is the best tinted brow gel on the face of the planet. On days where I'm not wearing makeup at all, or I'm wearing more of a no makeup, I will still always put a tinted brow gel through my brows, just because I think that it's something very small and very quick and easy that helps you look more polished immediately. I still love Gimme Brow in my heart. We'll always be friends. I feel like Gimme Brow just kind of tints the brows but doesn't offer much like volume, so to speak, which is where Boy Brow kind of steps in and pulls its own weight in the relationship. I just feel like this actually thickens the appearance of my brow hair while actually tinting them, and it also sets them as well. Where with Gimme Brow, I would always have to set it after I was done my eyebrows with like a clear brow gel because it didn't really hold it into place. I feel like the Glossier one does actually set it as well, so it kind of takes it that extra step. It's just so perfect, it's so easy, and it's just my new ride or die for my brows. Okay, I'm so sorry to do this to you because this is actually already discontinued. I don't know what to say. So this is the Dior Show Fusion Mono Long Wear Eyeshadow in the shade Mirror. It looks like this. Oh, it has the creamiest, softest, most velvety texture ever. It doesn't really look like that much, but it honestly makes me feel like there is a God. The only reason I'm mentioning it is because although it is being discontinued, there are still some shades available on the Sephora website and in some stores, because I did pick this up in stores kind of recently, like within the past month. It's a product that I would refer to as like a finishing product. It's kind of like when you do your makeup and you feel like you need that extra little thing, you can kind of swipe that on your lids. It's absolutely stunning, but it's just so sparkly and beautiful. It catches so nicely in the light. Like, it's just a really, really, really pretty little eyeshadow that goes beautifully over top of other shadows that you've already done, or on its own, just like as a wash of color. And it just makes your lids look like healthy and glowy, and that's the theme of today, by the way. Glowy. The next products I wanted to mention were the Tarte Chrome paints. I'm sure you guys are getting sick of it, but I will never stop because these products are so beautiful. I oftentimes feel really let down by metallic shadows because even if they swatch beautifully, they usually don't apply that beautifully to the actual lid. And even if they do apply beautifully to the lid, they kind of get fallout on your face throughout the day, or they fade, or they crease, or whatever. Like, it just seems like metallic shadows have nonstop issues, and I'm not about that. But these shadows are just honestly the perfect metallic formula. The way that they swatch is exactly how they go into the lids, with a brush, with a finger. It doesn't matter. You don't have to wet them. Like, they're just absolutely gorgeous and stunning and reflective. Like, I cannot speak highly enough about these. So my two favorite shades are Top Yacht, which is the super light one here, and Sun Drenched, which is this one. Top Yacht is a really reflective champagne-y gold color, and Sun Drenched is more of a coppery with kind of like rosy hints to it. It's just one of those products that like I get excited to talk to you guys about, because there's a lot of products that come out and they're kind of like, yeah, it's like an eyeshadow palette and it works and it does what it's supposed to do. Kind of, but it's a lot more rare to find a product where you're like, holy fuck, like I need to scream it from the rooftops because this is actually so good. So this product comes with a disclaimer. I know that this is absurdly priced. I get it. However, is it worth putting rent aside for? A little bit. I've been talking about this product for 2 years. This is the Tom Ford Cream and Powder Eye Color in Naked Bronze. I know I should get over it, but hear me out. Every time, I'm not exaggerating, literally every time I wear this product, my comment section is flooded with people asking me what I'm wearing on my eyes. If I'm wearing it out in public, I get asked what I'm wearing every time. If I need a compliment, if I need a pat on the back, I'm putting this shit on because I know 100% without fail, every single time I'm going to get a compliment on it and someone's gonna ask me what it is and I'm gonna be like, it's fucking Naked Bronze, baby. So the thing that I like most about this is that I'm not really a big fan of cream products. So that is just the cream shadow by itself. The reason why I don't normally like cream eyeshadows is because I find that they don't often do something that a powder eyeshadow won't, and they're just more difficult and tedious to apply and blend out. This formulation blends out so seamlessly. I just usually put it on my lid, I buff it out with a blending pencil, and like that's literally it. It's not some big ordeal, it's not really difficult to apply, it just does exactly what it should do. So then that is with the eyeshadow over top. I don't know how to make you guys understand completely just how beautiful this product is. It's just the way that it catches in the light is the most mesmerizing shit I've ever seen. And this color is just so universally flattering. Like it looks gorgeous on brown eyes. It looks beautiful on blue eyes, stunning on green eyes. I like that it's more of like a neutral bronze. It's not super coppery or really yellow. God. Anyways, last one for eyes is the Milk Kush Mascara. God, I wanted to not like this. I really did. I was like, oh yeah, Kush Mascara, you're so hardcore, Milk, you're so hip with the kids. First of all, the packaging is absolutely beautiful. The brush is really thick and it has fibers in it as well. I just was honestly astounded by this mascara. It thickens the lashes so well, like right at the base, and then it kind of just tapers off really nicely towards the edge of your lashes. I don't find it to be super clumpy. I don't find that I have to like mess around with it a bunch or apply a bunch of coats. It's just kind of like one coat does it justice. It's perfect. I have noticed some people saying that this guy flakes on them. I haven't experienced that myself, and I've worn it like on really super hot days where I'm like sweating and doing like fun water sport activities and shit like that, and I still didn't notice any of that happening. But that said, something to be aware of if that does happen for you. Make sure you get it from Sephora so you can return it just in case. Okay, moving into lips, this is like another slap on the wrist if you haven't already picked this up, because what are you doing with your life? The Fenty Beauty Gloss. It's so good. This is another one of those products where every time I wear it, people are like, oh, what's on your lips? Because it's just so perfect. Like it's not anything too crazy. It's just like a comfortable color. It's a really comfortable formulation as well. Like it feels really nice and slick on your lips, but not anything that's too sticky or tacky. It doesn't feel thick like you're getting it in the corners of your mouth or anything like that. I didn't think that I would like this color as much as I do. When I first got it, I thought that it might be a little bit too rosy for me, but it is truly like the most universally flattering color ever. I've seen it on deep skin tones, light skin tones, mid-tone, olive tone, like it really doesn't matter. I have seen this on so many different people, and every single time I'm like, what the fuck is on your lips? And it's fucking Fenty Gloss, and I'm like, yeah, it is. And I just love products like this for summer because they're so easy and quick to reapply. It's not something you have to like fuss around with and worry about. You can kind of just quickly swipe it on and look perfect and gorgeous. Kind of staying in that same realm is the Sugar Honey Tinted Lip Balm from Fresh. Oh yeah, I'll do a little swatch of this guy too. So that is the lip gloss from Fenty Beauty. And then this is the Honey Tinted Lip Balm beside it. Actually, they're kind of in the same vein. They'd be really pretty together, layered. I just love this lip balm because it's nice and hydrating, but it's also got that nice little tint to it. So you can kind of swipe it on quickly when you're just like on the go. You're not wanting to like worry too much about doing your makeup or touching up your lips. It's not too pink, it's not too brown. brown. It's just kind of like this really beautiful neutral right down the middle. I have another tinted lip balm from Tom Ford. I don't know what it is with me and Tom Ford today. This is in the shade Lumiere. It kind of looks like orange, but it is just a very, very, very light tint. You can kind of just barely see it on that outer corner there. This guy isn't like the most hydrating lip balm in the world, but it's kind of just one of those products that like I keep in my bag and I always keep using it because I just feel like it adds this kind of nice balmy texture to your lips, and it adds the tiniest little bit of color. It's not anything as impactful as this middle one here. So if you just want like the smallest amount of color, you don't really want like a full-on tint like that, this one would be probably like a good alternative. That said, it's more of a product that like I've been loving and I use often because I feel dope wearing it, but it's not something that I'm like, you can't live without this. I just can't live without it. Next, I have the YSL Tintin Oils. You guys have probably heard me mention these a million times as well. I'm pretty sure these are also discontinued, but you can definitely still get them at Sephora. Why does everything I love have to die? I don't know. So I have shades 4 and 9 here. You cannot see these at all on my skin, but I'll put them on anyways. They're right at the bottom there. The swatches of these will never sell you on them. The best way that I can describe those Tintin oils is that they look like a Victoria's Secret lip. You know how the Victoria's Secret models always have like this perfectly like glossy, it just kind of looks like maybe it's their lips that they just licked and they're just perfect and you're upset about it. That is the appearance of those Tintin oils on your lips. Like they're nice and glossy. They just give you this little hint of color that just looks so much like my lips but better kind of thing. Okay, this is the YSL Vinyl Cream in shade 412. It's what I'm wearing on my lips right now. This formulation is very bizarre to put on. It almost is sheer, but you can kind of build it up. These guys do leave a tint when they start to wear off. Even if you swatch it on your hand, walk around Sephora and like wipe it off, you'll find that there is definitely like a tint there. That's what it looks like there when you wipe off that first top layer. The thing that's kind of nice about that product is that you can either apply it, leave it glossy, and when it starts to wear off, you'll still have that tint underneath, which is kind of nice because you don't have to worry about touching up. Sometimes what I'll do with those guys is like wipe off the gloss and put a balm over top so my lips still look hydrated, but it's not quite the same effect as like a gloss where it's super sticky. Anyways, they're just absolutely beautiful. I love them so much. Next is another old fave. This is the Lancome Juicy Shakers. I just have it swatched right there. This is in the shade Apricot. I know that I've mentioned these 8 billion times, so for those of you guys that have asked what my favorite shades are, top 3 are Apricot, which I have here, Mangoes Wild, and Piece of Cake. The Lancome Juicy Shakers are just absolutely beautiful and I love them for summer. It's kind of the same effect as the YSL Tintin oils, but it's like a little bit more pigmentation than that. These guys definitely don't last that long on your lips, but they're so simple and easy to reapply because they're really nice and sheer, and they just make your lips look so like luscious, voluptuous, and juicy. I just would rather have a lip product that's more sheer and comfortable and easy to reapply rather than something that is going to be more like long wearing but way harder to touch up and reapply and way more noticeable when it does start coming off. Everything I mentioned today will be in the description box below. Definitely let me know what your favorite products for summer are in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And that's it for me today, you guys. Peace out.